I want to welcome you again to another episode of the Power 30 podcast. Today I have the pleasure of having a good friend of mine, ex-roommate, ex-co-worker, Genre.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's a pleasure to be on the show, man.
We also have his little man Marley with us too.
Say hi. He dropping cups.
So the first question I want to ask is, who is John?
Well, I'm a father, a proud father now to my son, a husband, entrepreneur, hard worker, dreamer.
Word. So, like, I wanted to really get at what really inspires you to, take the route of being an entrepreneur and not, taking the traditional route of, going to corporate America and working a regular type job.
Because corporate America makes my skin crawl.
Word.
Yeah, like the thought of working years and years for a set amount of pay and putting in so much time and effort and ideas and energy and not really reaping the benefits of all of that except for what they want to give you just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It never has. And I'm like, it's really hard for me to work for somebody else. It always has been. So my dad was an entrepreneur. He always worked for himself. And that's probably how it was instilled in me. My mom was as well. And they were always happier when they worked for themselves instead of working, for somebody else. So,
I mean, speaking of being happy, like, what is success and happiness to you?
just peace, really. I mean, it's been times where I was chasing acceptance. It's been times where I was chasing money. You get to certain places and you have more money than you had, and everybody loves you, and it's it all comes from within. So it's just really inner peace and being able to be comfortable and stress free.
It's dope, man. So, like, what would you tell John at 19 versus John at about what 30, 31 now? What would be one piece of advice you would give your younger self?
Just be patient and not worry as much, and just know that plans and ideas and everything take time to develop. So just not stress as much.
Interesting. So, like, what's been your most memorable event that y'all done at Green Street or at the Mill?
Man, it's been a lot. I think Mike said it. The white party we just had was incredible. It's really like we've done so many week-to-week events, and that's really like our thing.
Yeah.
When it comes to events and outside of the homecomings and CIAA's, that was like our first like really big one. It was like 1,500 plus people in attendance.
Yeah.
So, and it was a big production. So, I would say that's the most memorable. And I mean, so many Fridays at Green Street that were just bananas.
Or bananas.
Yeah.
So, in terms of, I know you like to read a good bit.
Yeah.
So like, what's been your favorite book you read lately, or a good book you recommend?
Well, my favorite book of all time that changed my life was
Let me guess. With The Alchemist?
Nah, man. It was The Richest Man That Ever Lived by Stephen K. Scott. And it's just about King Solomon and Proverbs. And he uses the principles in Proverbs to pretty much translate that into, the business world, family, finance, and just working hard.
Word.
Yeah, that's
So, I mean, speaking on that viewpoint, like, has there been a favorite mentor that you had over the years, like maybe in your family or personal life, that has kind of been a big influence on you?
Really, when it comes to just my entrepreneurial spirit, probably my dad.
Word.
Yeah, I mean, when I was young, like, despite the ups and downs in our relationship, he instilled some really great things in me. Just as far as always, thinking about the better side of things and not the problems that you're going through. So, yeah.
Interesting. So, like what would be like one thing you want people to know, like when they come visit Green Street or come to the Mill? Like, what is like the type of experience like y'all try to give people when they come here?
We're known for always trying different things.
Yeah.
Greensboro is such a conservative city sometimes, and a lot of times what works is what people like, but we tend to step outside of the box and try new things, and really give a different experience. All of us are from different places, so we bring a lot of different ideas to the table, and you know, we travel, we come back with ideas all the time. And really, it's just to take Greensboro nightlife and entertainment, you know, up a notch.
Yeah.
And that's really, you know, that's our goal.
So like, what's been a lesson you learned from going from being a promoter, you know, in the city to, you know, actually like running the club or being an owner? Like, what is something you could lean back on and say, damn, this is a little different than what I thought it would be?
Promoting was so easy.
Yeah.
You know, it was simple. I mean, we did a lot of parties, so, you know, we kept ourselves busy, but actually owning and operating a club, it's just so many tedious little things that have to happen throughout the week, every single week. Managing the staff and all the different personalities and things like that, it's a lot. And, you know, also learning and sharpening skills in finance and accounting and stuff like that, because a lot of stuff we do on our own.
Yeah.
It just opens your eyes up to a lot of different things that you still have to learn.
Word.
So, yeah.
Just learning on the job, huh?
Yep.
So like, I mean, in terms of the, you know, party life, like what do you think is a misconception some people have of, you know, going to the club where they come, they see the long line, they see the, you know, a lot of people, you know, the club being crowded, but they don't see like this is something that, you know, people will never see, you know, come to the club.
I mean, it's just the constant work it takes to, one, just get everybody in the building. A lot of times when the line is long, people think that, you know, we may be holding the line or whatever, but it's so many moving parts when it comes to the club. And you know, again, dealing with the personalities and the different people, trying to just, you know, get them in and make sure they have a good time. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody thinks that nightlife is just fun and, you know, it's always, you know, turning up. You may see us partying sometimes, but, you know, 9 times out of 10, 85% of that is work. So
Interesting. So now, you know, we'll go to a little ratchet part of the interview and ask some word association questions.
Yeah.
So what's your first thought when you think of, let's say, tacos or burgers?
Well, the diet I'm on right now.
Diet? I don't know.
Yeah,
What's a diet?
Low carb diet.
A low carb diet?
Yeah, so I'm not eating many burgers because of all the bread that's on it. So it was Taco Tuesday yesterday, and I actually got some tacos.
Oh, word.
Yeah, so right now I would lean towards some tacos.
I mean, tacos have carbs in it. It's like
it has
fried hard taco, man.
No, soft shell wheat taco is a little less carbs.
Oh, you got wheat tacos?
Yeah,
really?
a little less.
We think he's lying. He ain't no wheat tacos.
Nah,
but
I'm disciplined with my diet, man.
Oh, word. So what's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning?
Get Marley ready. To, you know, take him to daycare. That's the first thing every morning. And that's really it. And then I cook breakfast.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and then I take him to
not cereal, but actual breakfast.
Nah, I eat a egg white omelet and some Greek yogurt every morning.
This guy's eating too healthy. Okay. So like, who would you rather have, LeBron or Jordan?
It just really depends on the team, really. But I mean, I would say Jordan. Just on
Jordan?
Just on mentality, man. Like,
I don't know. I think LeBron is like the ideal NBA player.
Nah, I love LeBron, but you know, his mentality. There's some things that I saw in this fight. I always take up for him in debates and stuff like that. But there was some things I saw in this NBA Finals that, you know, opened my eyes. Like, you know, when JR made that mistake, he called that you know, well, he got the rebound, took it out. Like, LeBron didn't go in the huddle and rile him up to go into overtime, which they had a whole nother 5 minutes to play. Like, he was pouting the whole time, and they came and flatlined in overtime. And I put a lot of that on him. That's his team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Jordan, I don't think Jordan would have went out like that.
You don't think so?
You still got overtime to play. Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, Jordan, his tenacity and his aggressiveness is just different than LeBron's. I think LeBron, he still offers so much, you know, as far as...
I think LeBron's more like a Magic.
He is. I mean, his skill set is way different than Jordan.
Yeah.
Like, he can do a lot more than Jordan can. Jordan, offensively, one-on-one or one-on-two, because he'll take 3 people.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, I think LeBron has a lot more to offer as far as just all-around game.
Yeah, true. So what's the first thing you think of when you think of DC, Maryland?
Man, just home, man. Like, I love it. Ah, boy, dang.
Hey, Marley.
He just headbutt me.
Yeah.
So, You know, it's just the city life, man. It's a grind, constant grind. The city is changing a lot. You know, just as far as like development, it's one of the cities in the country that's like really, really putting a lot into downtown. It was a lot of spots were underdeveloped, and a lot of neighborhoods and stuff are changing. So, you know, it's just a dope city, man. Like it's different. It has its own vibe.
Word. So I mean, you know about that mumbo sauce?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So like what's a couple words or a quote that you love to live by, you know, on a daily basis?
No real quotes, but diligence is really like, it comes from the book that I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah.
Throughout the book and throughout Proverbs, it talks about diligence and just, you know, working hard and also working smart and really seeking knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like those components in life, those things are really what it takes you to the next level.
Yeah.
So,
so it's kind of connected to the whole idea, like to whom much is given, much is required. Like if you want a lot, you gotta give a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta be disciplined, and you gotta understand. Like, and there, again, there's something else. Mike, he made a point where, you know, a lot of times it's not about money. It's about the experience and learning. And because when you know how to do something, and you know how to make money, and you learn how to be patient throughout ups and downs, like you can lose everything and make it back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're chasing just one thing and you're not really taking in all the experiences and the losses and the wins, you're not like really learning from that stuff. Then,
yeah.
I mean, you lose everything, you're just down and out. So
yeah, I mean, because sometimes kind of what you're getting as money should be a byproduct of your art. Like money shouldn't be like the no one sole thing that you're living your life around.
Definitely.
Like your art should control, you know, whatever you want to do. Like if it's your passion, like money should come along with that.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look, was it last week we had two very famous people who had a lot of money and seemed to be happy in what they were doing as far as their art.
Yeah.
The money didn't save them from taking their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Both of those situations were very sad, but like money is not everything. And you know, coming from a place where I didn't come from money at all. Like I didn't know what it felt like to have, you know, $1,000 in my possession when I was coming up. So, but those were some of the best times of my life.
Yeah.
And then, you know, getting older and starting to make my own money and then having money and in different situations, like I still felt like, you know, I was depressed at some points and,
yeah,
you know, going through a lot of things, and money did not save those feelings. So money is like you said, it's just it's a tool really when you're an entrepreneur. It just it gives you leverage, it gives you some power, and it just gives you the opportunity to make things bigger and grow. So
yeah, that's true, man. Like ultimately, like I've seen like with a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of real successful people, like they they really like go after what like they can wake up in the morning and like what really drives them is not like you said, not really so much the money, but the idea of like making something better, or like serving people.
Yep.
Like it's not so much, oh, let me make $1 million a day, or let me, you know, make $1,000.
Yep.
It's let me see how I can beat the other guy or something, or how I can like change the world.
Yep.
And I mean
it's all about like, I mean, a lot of times when you get into the world of entrepreneurship, it's about people anyway.
Yeah.
Like it's never, one thing I hate when people say is like self-made. There's no such thing as being self-made. No matter if you put in a lot of work to learn whatever, like you get to a point to where you need your people, you need your customers, like you need the relationships built, you need all of those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and we're in the people business, so I really understand that. Like, if we didn't have people, like we wouldn't be good at anything.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, end of the day, like I think, you know, that's just important.
And lastly, can you tell us like what is the way that, you know, people can reach out to maybe Green Street or the Mill? Like what is all you guys social media or contact info?
My personal social media is John Remogul. That's Instagram and Twitter, and John Southall on Facebook. And the Mogul Movement Instagram is the.moguls. And yeah, that's how you can You know. Did Mike give you his?
I don't think so. What is Mike's?
At King Dot Clark, right? King _ Clark. And then Joe is at Joe Bizzle. That's JoeBizZAL. LL. All right, Joe Bizzle.
A word.
Yeah.
So I mean, is there like any last piece of words or wisdom you want to leave us with today that kind of like encapsulates, what is Green Street or what is the movement that you guys are trying to create?
Just man, patience, man. Like we've been through so much together. We've been through so much apart. Like when we first came together, we all were separate entities, and we had no clue that things would develop the way they have. And we get to a point where we feel like we have it all figured out, and then we get to a new level, and it's a ton more to learn. So
yeah.
I mean, I think just patience and really understanding that things take time to develop, and they will develop if you never give up. So patience and never give up, those are two very important things.
That is so true, man. Like,
and let me say this, because like at one point, guys, I was renting out a room in Ed's apartment. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everything I did was in Greensboro, but I was commuting back and forth from Winston. So that was just from where I am now to then, like it's just a lot has changed.
Yeah.
And it's just being patient, man. Like you just never know. For real.
I mean, well, speaking on that, in terms of being patient, can you give us a little glimpse into your past music? I know you used to do music back in the day, but
yeah, like so how I really got into nightlife. Well, one, I wanted to do events and parties because I knew it was a lucrative business, but it was really the network because I was doing music. Like production was like really what I wanted to do, and it's still something that I really want to do. But nightlife kind of, started generating money, so kind of made that my focus so I can build other things around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my whole family is like musically inclined, and
oh, word.
Yeah. So eventually, I get back to it. What? You got a pee-pee? Okay, guys, I think that's my time. My son has to pee.
So, man, I want to thank John for joining us. This has been another episode of the Power 30 podcast. Thank you. Have a good night.